heart. So I want you to look at it. Remember, we're all about service. So it's not about trying to sell them. It's about touching their heart. Attract. So stop the scroll. Speaks to their heart, okay? This is, I want you to just look at marketing a little bit different. When you look at it this way, it makes it more fun, I think. Just speak to their heart. I always said to people when I launched my business, I'm just going to be the hope dealer. I want you to look at the transfer. Yes, you answered those questions yesterday, right? Look at the transformation that you can give people in your community. You're just that hope dealer for them. You just help provide a transformation. Now, if they want to drive to that transformation, that's up to them. It's there for them. I tell people all the time, I can lead a horse to water, but we can't make that horse drink. But if that horse would drink, they would never be thirsty. You can lead people to your community and you can provide them with what they need for the transformation, but you can't make them apply the transformation. But you can step into the service to get them into the community that gives them every tool and resource that they need to have that transformation. So look at it different. So you're just a hope dealer out there online. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to build connections with the engage. Your goal is just to build connections through value and story. Okay. So that's it. Just build connections. Okay, through value and stories. Now, here's where this gets really fun. First of all, connection equals currency, but here's where this gets really fun. Because you think about it. The next 30 days, you're going to grow our community to 50 people. And I'm going to give you the questions to ask inside your community. All you got to do is copy and paste those questions into your community and edit them a little bit. And I'm going to give you the questions to ask inside your community. All you got to do is copy and paste those questions into your community and edit them a little bit. Based off the, hear me out, because this is huge. This is huge. To their questions, they're going to tell you what type of value in stories you need to share in your content. So you will never have a day that goes by of, what should I talk about? That's the power. Exploded so quick in my digital marketing business because I built a community. Like I launched into the digital marketing space, you guys, September of 2022. I launched my community like 7 weeks later. And I just started asking questions every day. I just stepped into service. I kind of went away from just marketing and I went into serving people in my community and just asking them questions. And I said, I just got to love on them. And they're based on their answers. I was like, oh, that's really good. I need to share more of that. So that's what I mean by that engaging stuff. They will give you all of this. That's the power of community. You will never, ever have to worry about what type of content to create. It's brilliant because those 50 people are going to help you be able to line out your community or your content because based off of your community's needs, because that's the goal, right? That's the goal, to build a community. And then what you're going to do is, because this value and these stories are going to come from your community, then you're going to convert. Now, this is where it gets really good, because you're going to move them into an email list and your free community, from free to paid, because it's going to be aligned with what they want.
Yes.
Because your community told you. It's just brilliant. Okay, so convert. What you do is lead, free community, right? To pay. That's it. That's the goal. Now here's what I love. Here's what I absolutely love about having a free community with the paid part. Because you're probably going to get 100 people that are going to join your community that are never going to buy from you. But those 100 people might be enjoying your free stuff to a point that they talk about you. let's say on average, they talk about you to 2 people. They're going to bring in 200 people to your community. People to your community. So that's what I love. That's what I love about having a friend that's always out there. Always out there. That I consider family. You could be long and gone and have a thriving community that can generate generational wealth for decades and decades and decades. But the more AI comes in hot, the more community is going to be in more of a demand. We are at the very beginning stages of the power of community. You've already seen the power of Facebook groups. Wait until you see the power of your own community and what you can create in there. Okay? So I want you to write this down because there's a few action questions that you need. So what does your perfect customer need to hear from you to be seen? So how would you know that, right? Because that's a great piece of content. How you know that is because based off the questions you've asked inside the community, they're going to tell you. They're literally going to tell you. I feel like I gotta sneeze. What do they need to believe in themselves to say yes to your offer? That's a huge one. Back to the belief I said a minute ago. What do they need to believe in themselves to say yes to the offer? So when you have your own community, you can ask that question. Imagine
All
going
right, you
inside
guys,
a
I'm
community
going to
having
pause
50
for a
people,
second. Hang
and then you
on.
ask that question. What do you need to, what do you need to
All right, let's pause, Michelle. Flip the camera around before the Facebook gods get me. All right, hey y'all, welcome in, welcome in. Come on in. Take your finger and tap on the screen. And that will help send this live out to more people and let TikTok know that we're doing something good over here and they need to send us some more friends. So if you don't know, my name is Kara. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a mom of 6. I'm a world traveler. I'm an empty nester, and I'm here to set people free. So if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, or you're just looking to change your life, right? Like, if you just heard what Michelle was talking about AI and things like that. And I was just talking to someone earlier today, and the conversation was kind of about how the marketing and stuff works online and all of that. But the bigger picture of that and the bigger side of that is the fact that AI is here to stay. And whatever version of technology comes along, because AI is just the tip of the iceberg, right? The stuff that we're doing, the average person that knows anything about AI, here's what they think. They're either terrified of it because they think it's like just going to be a bunch of robots taking over the world, okay? Or they think AI is going to take over their job or something like that. And guess what? Yes, lots of jobs are going to be lost due to AI. So we can't pretend that these things are not happening. It's just like wherever you work, especially if you work in like manufacturing or maybe a factory or something like that, you already see how many jobs are being done by robots. Hey, Jeff, welcome in. You already see how many jobs are being done by robots and things like that. Now, I like this show, My 600-Pound Life, right? And so, House Hawaii. This show, My 600-Pound Life, right? So Dr. Now, he's the guy that, like, when they're really heavy and they come to him and he helps them lose weight and all this stuff, right? Well, when I first started watching that show years ago, he was actually physically doing all the surgery by hand He was going in there with the scalpel and all that stuff and moving organs out the way and all this kind of stuff. It was fascinating. But here's what's even more fascinating. I haven't seen that show in years. So maybe a month ago or so, I don't know. It's been maybe about a month. I was watching the show, and guess what? He doesn't do that anymore. He goes in, he makes the initial observation, he looks when they go into surgery, he puts on the gown and all the stuff, right? And then he makes the markings, and then he goes and he takes off the gown and he sits down at a robot and he watches the screen and he directs the robot to make every cut, every incision, whatever needs to be moved out of the way, the robot moves it out of the way. So the nurses are still there, right? I guess, like emergency, anesthesia, blah, blah. But he actually doing the surgery, he's not physically doing that surgery anymore. The robot is doing everything. I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But it's not crazy, right? Because why? The robot is more precise. The cuts that the robot can make, they're doing it with a laser. So as they're cutting, there's no need for like cutting and then suturing, like stitching a person back upright and hoping you don't like miss a stitch or leave a needle or a sponge or whatever. The robot, as it cuts, it seals the cut. It cuts, it's crazy. It's fascinating. But that's what I'm telling you guys about learning this AI stuff. If you don't learn, you're going to be left behind. So you need to learn. If you already have an existing business, product, service, maybe you have a cause that you're passionate about. Maybe you have a charity. Maybe you have a church. Anything that you want to get the word out about, you need to know how to market, right? So this is not something to be, okay, yes, it is scary. Trust me, I get a little freaked out sometimes too, but at the end of the day, it's here. It's not just coming. It's not like, oh, AI is coming. No, AI is here. It's been here. And the average person that knows anything about AI, the only thing that they know about is ChatGPT. They think that ChatGPT is pretty much AI, but it's not. ChatGPT is like a teensy tiny little infinitesimal piece of what AI can do. So here's what I know. I know that you need to take advantage of everything that you can take advantage of. You need to start learning these skills for yourself because you don't want to be at the mercy of somebody else who knows them. Here's the deal, y'all. The middle class is going away. They've been talking about this for years, and it's here. Not maybe, not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Especially if you're in the USA. You see all these changes that are being made. If y'all remember, there was a thing where it was like, well, you can always get a job at the government. You can always get a job. There's always work at the post office. No, it's not. They're trying to get rid of postal jobs. The lady I was talking to earlier today, I was even talking about Social Security, right? What they're doing with Social Security, now they know that these people that are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and older, most of them don't know anything about technology. Maybe they can get on Facebook, maybe they can get on TikTok or watch something on YouTube, but they're putting the Social Security, everything you need to do you're gonna have to go through Twitter. That's crazy to me. But you're gonna have to go through Twitter to access your Social Security information. So how is that even a real legit thing? It doesn't matter if it's real, if it's legit, if it's going to go to court, if it's going to be fought, if it's going to be contested, if it's going to be years. It's going to be done. It's happening already. So it's not like, well, maybe one day. No. 1 day's 2 days. So I don't mean to scare y'all, but listen, get your stuff together, right? Y'all want another word? Get your sugar, honey, iced tea together. It's time because you're going to be left behind. So remember those movies like Left Behind and when Jesus came back and everybody who didn't know the Lord and all that stuff, y'all were going to be left here on this earth. You're going to be left behind whether or not you go when Jesus comes or not, because you're going to be left behind You don't know how to navigate this new world order. So let's just call it out, right? People are afraid and they get on these conspiracy theories and what it doesn't matter. This is the point I'm making is it doesn't matter. Maybe the conspiracy theories are true, maybe they're not true. You don't know, but what you do know is they're doing this stuff right now. There's going to be a wealthy and a poorer. That's it. There's not going to be a middle class. So look at the big beautiful bill. Now don't take my word for it. Go read it for yourself. There are so many people that have broken it down that explain it step by step. They've broken this thing down to like a fifth grade level so that the average regular, degular, schmegular person can understand what's going to happen. The wealthiest Americans are going to get the biggest tax breaks, right? Whether you support it, whether you don't support it, whether you're a fan of this administration or you're not a fan, it really doesn't freaking matter because it's going to be happening to everyone. Okay. The wealthiest Americans are going to get the biggest tax breaks. The poor people are going to be in the same boat they've always been in. They're going to be poor, right? So the middle class, though, is where it used to be like, okay, you weren't really poor. You could like do some things, right? But you didn't have enough money to just do whatever you wanted to do. So now you've got to level up, level up, level up, level up. You've got to. If not, again, you're going to be left behind. So now that I scared the hell out of you, what you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep complaining about it? Are you going to keep whining to your friends and you're going to keep telling all your broke friends about all the broke people problems? Or are you going to say, okay, you know what? I heard that lady Kara, and she said, I need to figure this out and I need to get it together and I need to start making some decisions about my life. And sometimes I'm like, I really hope I'm wrong about a lot of stuff, but I can tell you this, I'm not wrong about the fact that you need to go ahead and at very least get this information on how you can start to make some changes in your life. You don't have to make a big drastic change. Like nobody's telling you go run out and quit your job tomorrow and just do this digital marketing, online stuff. No, I'm not telling you that, but I'm saying at least learn, at least get the skills, at the very least get the information. See, here's what smart people like you and me do. We don't just take somebody's word for it. We don't just go with what somebody said or what we heard through the grapevine. We actually go and we look and we investigate for ourselves so that now we know. And once you have the information, then you can make an intelligent decision about it, right? As opposed to like, oh, I thought because my friend, because my cousin, third cousin on my uncle's side, and my best friend who's not even in the same boat as me, they're worse off than me, but I rather listen to them than people. Like, I'm not even telling you to listen to me. Go listen to whoever you respect their opinion and their advice and get the information. Don't go listen to Fox News. Don't go listen to America One. Don't go listen to CNN. Don't go listen to MSNBC. Do your research. The truth is always in the middle. So you can't just go by, the latest post that you saw on whatever latest thing you saw on TikTok, because that's one person's opinion. Go out there and get some information for yourself. But I'm trying to tell you guys, you need to take control of everything you can take control of. I teach this to my kids. Like, whether they do it or not, that's on them. But the fact that they know, that's my obligation, right? And make them informed. Make them like, here, you go out and you make your own decisions, but you get the information and don't just go by what this one said or that one said, or you saw it on Twitter or whatever you like. No, you actually went and you did your research. And when you found out, you're like, oh my gosh, there are so many people I can tell you that right now that thought all of this stuff wasn't going to happen. Like these people that voted for, against their own interests. And now they're shocked that their friends and family are being abducted off the streets legally. illegally, legally, right? Because what they're doing technically, it's not legal, but they're still doing it, and they're allowed to do it. So yeah, years from now, when they figure out where the heck they put all these people, if they ever find them, right? They'll go, "Oh yeah, our bad." But you, that's something that people could have taken control of, but they didn't. So now you got to backpedal and you got to figure it out. So let me give y'all some shout outs. And we're going to go back in here. We're going to listen to a little bit of Michelle. She's talking about how you can build a community on the school platform, which I absolutely love school. And it's really cool because if you, especially if you have a lot of different projects or different ventures or hobbies or whatever, when you build it on that platform, it's not like Facebook or TikTok or anything where you're at the mercy of whoever owns the platform. You get to create it. You get to put what you want to put in there. And then your stuff doesn't get lost in a sea of stuff. It's not like you've got, like, honestly, on Facebook, I have like 7,000 followers, 5,000 friends, and then I have a bunch of business pages. So there's probably about, I have one page that has like 17,000 followers on it. And honestly, do you know how many of my friends I see? They're posts like the same 15 people. The same 15 people. Now, if you can relate, raise your hand. Say me. Exactly. Exactly, Dutch. Hey. Welcome in, y'all. So, hey, Mary. Hey, Felix. Hey, Astrid. Hey, Miss Basketball. Hey, Pretty Mammy Jeff. Hey, Rain the Digital. Hey, Cindy Do. Hey, Lexi. Hey, Dutch OC. Welcome. Take your finger, you guys. Tap on the screen. That'll help send this live out to more people. Also, if you haven't done your daily heart me, go do your daily heart me. If you don't know what the Daily Heart Me is and you keep being on these live host pages and they're like, do the Daily Heart Me, here's the Daily Heart Me. Right up there where you see my name, you see an orange heart. You're going to tap on that orange heart, and that is, TikTok is going to open up and they're going to show you all of the things that you need to do for your Daily Heart Me, right? That's your way of checking it with Facebook. It benefits me because it makes Facebook know that my people that are on my live are engaged and are active and things like that, right? Okay, that's the first thing. It benefits you because TikTok is an engagement platform. That the more you engage, the more TikTok does for you. So let's say that you're not a content creator or a live host or anything like that. You're just somebody who likes to be on TikTok. When you do the Daily Heart Me, whether you do it with me or any other host, it doesn't matter. You get 45 engagement points. Now, how does that help you if you're not a content creator? You can use those points for reward points to buy things on TikTok. So, yay, it's a win-win, and I love it. All right, so let's go back into here with Michelle. Oh, let me give y'all some shout outs over here. Hey, John Watson. Hey, Aster. Hey, EI. Wait, let me put my glasses on. Okay. Hey, EFNYC. Hey, this and that. Hey, Rosalind, Sharon, Scorpion, Oive, BW. Welcome. Kai, welcome. Y'all come in the room. Boom, get in the room. I need a theme song. So somebody make me a theme song. Where's my guy? What is his name? Dang, I don't know why I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's a musician, and he invited me to be on his live like last week, and he was doing a show. So I was on his live while he was doing a show. So that was a lot of fun. But I need a theme song. So if any of you people are musicians, let me know. Put it in the comments. Are you a musician? Hey, official Danny, welcome. Welcome. All right, so if you know that you are already ready, if you're sick and tired of being on the struggle bus, if you want more money than month, I always say that backwards. Because wouldn't it be nice to have more money than month instead of you trying to figure out how to do everything? Listen, I get it. Trust me. Anything that you are going through, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the hat. I know sometimes life can be difficult. I know it can be a struggle. Like, I get it. Like I said before, I'm a mom of six, and there was plenty of times when I went to bed hungry because after my kids ate, there was nothing left to eat, right? So, and they're like, "Mom, you're not gonna eat." I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm not hungry." Yeah, I was hungry. I was like, I had a little something earlier. And I say little something, I meant a little something. And so, life can be tough. But it doesn't have to be. And that's the point I want y'all to get. It doesn't have to be. Things do not have to be as hard as we make them. And in this day and age, there's no reason for people to be just struggling. Is it going to take you some time? Yes. Is it gonna be an investment? Yes. Are you gonna have to figure a few things out? Yes. But what is the alternative? To keep on going to where you're going, to keep being miserable, keep being broke, busted, and disgusted? There's got to be a better way, right? So this is the better way. So go up there right there to the link in my bio, put in your information. You're going to get an email from me. And it's going to tell you that check your spam, your promotional folders, your junk mail, whatever. Go ahead and check. Mark it as safe and get the information. Right? It costs you $0 to get the information. So we're going to go back in here and finish listening to Michelle because today I just really want to focus on the community because I'm going to be doing that all this week. So I'll be talking about the community, and then I will also, you know, still talk to you guys about legacy builders and building your business online and Digital Wealth Academy and how we're going to make those things work together because they're complementary, right? So they're not like one is better than the other. No, they're different, but they complement each other. So, all right, without further ado, y'all, we're gonna go back in here with Michelle. Let me give you, hey, 3D Labs, hey, sweetie, how are you? Hold on, y'all. All right. So, hey, 3D Labs, how are you, my friend? Glad to see you. Usually I see you when I come on earlier, so that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to turn this phone back around because TikTok doesn't like you to have the screen pointed at your they don't like you to have your phone pointed at the screen for too long because they think that people are doing what I definitely did last week. Because I just put the webinar on and then I actually left the room and I went for a walk. I was like, well, they don't need me to be sitting right here while they're watching the webinar. So anyway, but don't do that, y'all. That's not good. TikTok doesn't like that, so don't do that. Now, if you're on any of the other platforms, they really don't care whether you're facing the screen or not. But TikTok, as one of my teammates said, TikTok is like a jealous boyfriend or girlfriend. They don't want you to be talking about nobody else, looking at nobody else, and mentioning anybody else's name. So, all right, here we go. Back to Michelle, and then I'm gonna hop off here. So, if you're not following me, follow me. I will follow you back as long as you're not a spammer, scammer, or sugar daddy. If you want to get connected, I know it goes down in the DMs, y'all, but not over here. Not over here. You know why? Because nobody's in the DMs but spammers, scammers, and sugar daddies. And I got a man. I don't need all of that. If you want to make some money, if you want to talk, if you want to talk about high level things, if you want to talk about business, if you want somebody to pray with you, if you want somebody to laugh with you, then I'm your person. All right. So we're going back over here and listen to Michelle. So, all right, hold on. Let me flip the phone around. And then I'm going to hop off of here in a bit. If you're interested, if you would like to know this program, this is actually a 3-day workshop that Michelle did. Go ahead and also hit that link in my bio and get connected and send me an email. And in the subject line, just put workshop and I will send you the details to get this workshop. It's a 3-day workshop. You get the replays, and also she has every day you get a worksheet and a workbook. So it's really, really good. And yeah, she's doing the thing. This is my mentor. She was able to make 1 mil in 17 months using TikTok with the exact same program that I am. She's actually the founder of the Legacy Builders program. So shout out to Michelle. And let's finish hearing what she has to say for a little bit, and then I'm going to hop off. All right, y'all.
Believe in yourself. And you're not going to say to buy from me, right? What do you believe in yourself to take action on the trend? Right? What do you believe in yourself to take action on the trend? What do you need to believe in yourself to take action on the transformation you want? Oh my gosh. When you ask that question inside your community, you have content for days. Because here's what you can do. Let me give you a hot tip. This is why I love ChatGPT and AI. When you ask that question in your community, and it's a question that you should probably ask every 30 days inside your community, you can take every single answer and copy and paste that into ChatGPT and have ChatGPT create your content. And here's the difference. Okay, and I want to show this with you because this is so important. If you've ever felt uncomfortable creating content or awkward creating content, it's probably a lot because of you don't have the confidence or the belief, right? When you have your own community, you're going to have a different level of belief because you're providing service to your favorite people. So you are going to all of a sudden love creating content. Okay? Think about this when you look at the 3-phase flow. What's one story you can share that builds trust and shows what's possible? So when I think of that question, I go back to why you created the community. It's your story of why you created the community. They need to hear that story over and over again because that story is what's going to build the trust and show people what's possible. That's the story that will bridge that gap, but that's the one that you're literally holding your hand out to people and you're helping them get across where they need to go. All of a sudden, it's going to become fun creating content. You will see that. Give it about 3 weeks applying the strategy and you're gonna become addicted. Now, do I recommend posting on social media? Absolutely. You can't go anywhere and not see somebody on their phone. So of course, it's definite. And here's the thing. You can build $1 million community. Yes, I said million, because if you actually apply this strategy and don't quit, in 3 years or less, you could have a 6-figure a month community. If you really wanted, if you showed up with conviction and determination, not just desire, you could. You could. It's a lot easier to build a $100,000 a month community than it is a $10,000 a month community. Because at 10,000, you're building it. At 100,000, you're just scaling it. Huge difference and a lot of fun. I mean, this is your legacy wealth right here, my friends. This is absolute your legacy wealth. Okay? So just remember that. And I want you to dream big. That's my goal. I wouldn't do you service if I wanted you to settle. I'm here to help you bless a lot of lives. Okay, so this is it. I would screenshot this. Okay? Remember, create an overflow of blessings to others. That is your only goal. When you start creating on social media with your community, this is it. Create an overflow of blessings to others. That's it. That's your content. Show up with that. That's heart-centered right there, by the way. You're not in your head, I gotta get a sale, I gotta get a lead, I gotta get. When you are like that, you don't get nothing. When you are like, man, I just gotta provide blessings for others, everything changes. Okay. So, this is where it gets really fun and good. This is the outreach strategy. Now, tomorrow you're going to learn about a community in school. You're going to learn why school, and you're going to learn all of the benefits to school. Here's the thing. It's no different than anything that you do. When you decide to leave a legacy, you use a platform that specializes in one thing. That's why I'm obsessed with school. That's the only thing they specialize in, is community building. That's their only focus. Facebook, their focus is social media. Yep, there's Facebook groups and things like that, but that's not their focus. Their focus is social media. So I'm here to help you make 6 and 7 figures. I'm here to help you build that dream lifestyle. I'm here to help you serve other people. And when you do it with a community like school, that's all they focus on, they're going to help you achieve that a lot quicker. Now, with all that being said, oh my gosh, school is also a search engine, by the way, okay? So you know what that means, right? With it being a search engine, what that means is it's just like a Google. It is doing SEO constantly. So whatever you're putting inside, hint, if you guys are in any of my groups, that's why I always put the transcribe in there, because it's just compounding every single thing. It's getting to know exactly what I provide in my communities, because when people go to the discovery of school, and if they go to search in anything, I will pull up. In my big community, I have a digital growth monthly that I get a handful of members every day, and I market it on 3 emails, by the way. 3 emails in my automations, but I get about a handful of members, new members every day, all because of school discovery. So it is the most amazing free marketing you'll ever have. Here's something else school has just done, which is the biggest blessing they could do for us building a community. So there used to be just one price in school to have a community, and it's $97 a month to have a community, but there's an affiliate attached to it, you guys. So when you refer 3 people, your community's free. If you're not willing to do that, this workshop isn't for you. If you're not willing to invest in a community, you are not serious about making $10,000 a month, because I know you spend more than $97 a month go on gas to your job to make your boss richer. Right? And so if you're not willing to do that, it's not for you. But what school has done, they have launched a cheaper community for people that want just like a free community. Kind of what they're trying to do is compete with Facebook groups. But here's the benefit for you, because you are not looking for a group, you're looking to bless lives and create a huge community. So these cheaper communities in school, if what you have in your main community is what they're talking about in this cheaper version, guess what? You will be free advertisement on that page. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have a mom community and you're helping moms, right? Let's say you're a homeschooler and you're helping moms, homeschooling moms. And let's say there is I don't even know what the version's called. I don't like the word cheap, but anyway, the lower version of school, let's say it's a group for moms. And a lot of moms are talking about homeschool. It will immediately trigger the SEO search. Hobby, thank you. Thank you, Willow. Hobby, right? It's called the hobby community. And it will literally trigger the SEO search that you also are talking to moms. So your community will show up in that hobby community. It's free advertising that you didn't pay a dime for. It is brilliant. And I'm going to show you all this tomorrow, by the way. It's brilliant. So that is daily exposure you're going to get just because you have a community. That's kind of like you can show up on Google, right, with the right SEO for free. Same thing with school. Does the exact same thing, okay? The exact same thing. So I love that. So the school outreach, here's a strategy that you do. By the way, it doesn't take longer than 30 minutes a day. So this is something that you don't overthink. So what you're going to do is when you go to school, you're going to go to the discovery and you're going to find 3 to 8 groups, okay, that are free, by the way, and you're going to join these groups. Now, when you join them and you answer the questions, you got to think you are joining these groups to serve, okay? Here's many advantages. You serving in these groups and just delivering value and answering questions, okay? What's going to happen is you're going to grow your community this way, and I'm going to help you with this. But these 3 to 8 groups are going to be where your potential audience for your community would be hanging out at, okay? So this 3-day groups were your audience. So for example, if I was going after moms, I would find other groups that moms would hang out in, okay? It's that simple. If I'm going after dads, I'm gonna go find groups that men would be hanging out in. So that's how you do it. When you join these groups, you got to make sure that you answer the questions, that you're there just to serve value. You're not joining these groups to pitch or sell. Okay, this is what's so important. You join to serve, not pitch. You're there just to add value in the comments or start thoughtful conversations. Now here's where it gets really good. 30 minutes a day. Here's the part that you're going to be obsessed with. Remember what I shared with you a minute ago about social media? What's going to happen, you're going to join these groups, set your alarm for 30 minutes a day and spend time in these groups. You're going to either go in there and ask a question in the group, or you're going to respond, okay? Here's the part that gets really good. All of a sudden, you're going to be seeing all these comments and all of this engagement. You're going to get to understand the way your perfect customer talks more or navigates through communities more. So you know how to give them more of what they want. And you know how to give them more of what they want because you're watching it. Now I need to share this with you. When I did this strategy, I joined one group, and this group was literally all about social media. One gentleman at one time, he had posted in there, he goes, I've been on TikTok and I don't think it works. Was anybody having success on TikTok? Because I've seen that post and I just said, hey, I've literally built a $1 million business using TikTok and I've never spent any money on ads. I said, I would love to give you a free audit of your TikTok. If you give me your TikTok, I will give you a free audit and let you know what you can improve. He replied back, and what I did, you guys, this didn't take me more than like 5 minutes total, right? What I did is I took his TikTok and I loomed me auditing his TikTok and some things that he was doing really, really good and some things he could improve on. And I posted that in the community. To this day, that still gets me free members and paid members. It's still out there, and I did that 6 months ago. People are like, oh my gosh, that was the best advice, because I did that audit because I knew I would put it in the comments and it could just continue to deliver value all the time. Because here's another advantage of school, which is the disadvantage of TikTok, or not TikTok, but Facebook. Because when you do a post on Facebook, eventually it gets drowned. If you do a post in school or somebody re-engages in a post, guess what? Takes it to the very top again. And because school is a search engine, if anybody searches, like for example, if somebody goes to that group right now and searches TikTok, that post will pop up. It's always out there working for me. The last time I checked, I think that Loom had like 209 views. So it took me 5 minutes. And it's just brought me business. 209 people in a free community have seen it. Now you're probably going, well, how does any of this equal to them joining your community, right? Great question. That's why you do the discovery inside of school. Because what happens, my friend, and I want you to think of you and your patterns. If you're commenting on somebody's post inside of school, and they like your comment, they're like, dang, that's really good. What are they going to think? Who is that? He or who is she? Yep. So what are they going to do? They're going to click on your name and it pops up your school profile. And if you have a free community, guess what you think they're going to do? Join your community because you brought them value.
Yes. So I am Positive Michelle. Let me flip my camera around. If you like that was getting good. Wasn't it getting good? It was getting really good right there. That's why I flipped my camera around. Because she was about to give y'all some really good information. So if you would like to get that replay, if you want to get into that workshop, go right there to the link in my profile, put in your information. You're going to get an email from me. In the subject line, when you get the email, just put replay and I will tell you how to get connected so that you can get the You can just put replay, even though it's not technically a replay, but you can put replay, and I will get that over to you. Or better yet, put yeah, just put replay, and I'll get it over to you. I know what you're talking about. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Let me say good night to all of you. Again, if you're not following me, follow me. I will follow you back as long as you're a real account. And that's it for tonight. So good night, Jeff. Good night, Brenda. Good night, Rain. Good night, Pretty Mammy. Miss Basket, Boo, Felix, Mary, Astrid. Who else? There's a whole bunch of y'all on here. Official Danny. I think I said Brenda already. Dutch OC, Lexi, Cindy, Scorpion, Dive, Oive, Dive, BWI, Sakurado. Sorry if I'm messing up your name. Sharon, this and that, Rosalind, EIC, NYC, Amber, Astrid, Aster, John. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for joining me again, Jeff. Aloha, my friend. One day I'm going to make it to Hawaii, but not today. All right, so have a good night. Ciao for now. Bye-bye. See y'all again tomorrow because I do go live every single day on the TikTok. All right. And by the way, thank you all for the birthday wishes. I had an absolutely wonderful birthday and I appreciate you also. All right, y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.